Minecraft is the best-selling game of all time, and it's not even close. Minecraft sold almost 70 million more copies than GTA 5 did in second place. That's more copies than the original Super Mario Bros. Ever sold in its entire lifetime. But of course, not everyone can love everything, so there's bound to be negative reviews of Minecraft. How this game or virtual hash is still relevant is horrible to digest. The graphics look bad, the children, that use this are geeks and ignorant. Plus, there isn't really anything to do except waste life. This game getting good reviews and being popular is the reason why the gaming industry is so bad and dying. I feel sad knowing that this is the state of the world. This is one of the worst games I've ever played throughout my whole entire life. It's repetitive, boring, and stupid. I hope one day Mojang shuts down Minecraft server. Jesus, this guy's mad. What? Reality is better and people should not play this hash. Yokeness level 4, last words, Minecraft is from Melvins. Minecraft is from Melvins. Okay then, off to a good start. Good. Since Minecraft isn't on Steam, I've had to go to third-party websites to find negative reviews this time, which if I had to guess is going to make the reviews a whole lot sweeter, since they're being left by people who were angry enough to go and find third-party platforms to complain on. But first I want to show you a beautiful website I found called commonsensemedia.org. It's a little website where both parents and kids can come to leave reviews of games and movies and stuff, and they can say what age range they think the media is appropriate for. It's pretty innocent and it's not really a bad idea, but as you can imagine, some of the reviews are very, very funny. In this game, there's swords and you kill other people and animals! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. It's very violent. It's not good for children. Bad. Zombies are really scary. If you want your kid to not sleep for weeks, then definitely buy this. Certified Hood Classic. It's really helped Johnny ever since the accident. That one's not negative, it's just funny. I took one look at this game and saw my son die in it from a green creepy. Minecraft has monsters called creepies that kill you. Too violent for my kids because there's monsters and death. And creepies. Minecraft is one of the most innocent, innocuous games out there. Its aesthetic is very cartoon-like, and the most violent thing depicted is a creature falling over and disappearing in a puff of smoke. If you take a look at the rest of the top-selling video games in history, it doesn't take very long to find video games that are extraordinarily violent. The game in second place is Grand Theft Auto 5, and I probably don't need to tell you that that's not age-appropriate for kids. You'd think the fact that this game has sold millions, and has outsold every other game ever made, and is very popular with young children, would tip off most parents that the game is completely harmless. But apparently not. But there is something worth listening to from the commonsensemedia.org reviews, and that's the online play. Minecraft being a very kid-friendly game, of course, means that it's going to also attract the worst kinds of people known to man. So perhaps the online features of Minecraft is something for parents to be worried about. But other than that, there's not much interesting about people saying whether a game is kid-friendly or not. Really good game. This is the best Sandbox game you can ever see. Okay, so it's not just Steam that has people who think they're really clever leaving positive comments in the negative review section. Okay, good. This game sucks. I mean, 3D and 8-bit do not work. It takes 5 hours to get Diamond. It takes a lot longer than 5 hours to get Diamond, you stupid idiot. While it's kinda fun, it got old quick. Plus, it's just a 3D rip-off of Terraria. Less mounts, no summons, and like only 3 pets. I used to play with my cousins, but now instead we play the superior game, Terraria. Honestly based, Terraria's a much better game than my The game only gets a 2 out of 10 because of how ungrateful Microsoft is, and for the new 1.9 report button, which is the worst feature ever added, and Microsoft refuses to remove it. Come on, Microsoft. The community won't accept chat censorship. No one ever will. The corporation Microsoft are killing this game. Most of the updates are bad, mostly bricking your 4-year-old worlds. Way too many corrupted worlds, and no more true direction for this game. Go away, Microsoft. You're ruining everything. Graphics are now worse than even the in-dev stage. Textures feel out of place, the mobs feel like a mod for the game, now we got microtransactions. At least Sony can own an IP without killing it.
Stop! Stop! He's already dead!
Listen, I'm on board with it. We hate Microsoft in this house. They're a multi-trillion-dollar company that seems to want to fight their little console war with bigger wallet diplomacy. But the actual consumers in the gaming industry that they're trying to dominate are rapidly catching on to what they are like as a company. And Minecraft is yet another example of Microsoft completely going against what the consumer wants in exchange for money. Microtransactions in Minecraft are a sore sight to behold. The game literally costs money out of the box, but they're giving this option to the consumer anyway. A lot of it doesn't really change gameplay very much, but the overwhelming majority of Minecraft's player base are children. And kids don't understand money. They have no concept of it. They just see the shiny skin pack for Minecraft and complain or beg or cry until their mum buys it for them. And Microsoft obviously knows this all too well. Their additions of a report button and a chat filter don't actually directly give them money. No. But angry parents and angry politicians make demands all the time. Video games get blamed for all sorts of real-life horrors that happen all the time. Microsoft giving in to these demands despite what their users want is a good way to get some good PR in the short term. They know full well that any issues that parents complain about won't be fixed by a report button, and they won't be fixed by a chat filter either. But all they need is the good PR. Now I have to be honest, I can't say that I necessarily agree that the graphics have gotten worse, or that mobs don't feel like a part of the game. But I can say that Minecraft has been around since all the way back in 2009. The official release is in 2011, but the open alpha and beta were in 2009. And 2009 had some seriously good games, but how many of these games can you truly say have visuals that still hold up 13 years later? Not many. It's like the ones made by Valve and then Minecraft, and that's it. Purely because of their stylistic decisions with their visuals. Games going for more realistic, gritty looks have aged very poorly. They look terrible by today's standards, but Minecraft doesn't. Even with the new additions of textures and biomes and stuff, it still looks great. So you might take that for granted. Or some 12-year-old on Metacritic might say that the graphics are too bad and smelly or something. Like our boy Sussy Imposter over here. God, the internet was a mistake. But Minecraft looks great all this time later, because it chose an art style that wouldn't age poorly. This is a boring game, it's not really fun, and it has no point to it. This game is literally pointless, there is no goal of the game. You just make up your own goals, which I don't like at all. It's unrelated to the point I'm gonna make, but I'd just like to point out that this guy also says that creative mode is for noobs, and he gets mad when he sees noobs playing creative mode. You know, just thought I'd drop that part in for my own amusement. Sandbox games like Minecraft have existed long before Minecraft came out. Minecraft is just the one who got lucky enough to become popular. It's the same boring cycle. There's no variety or objective. Well, that's the thing. Sandbox games are defined by their lack of objective. That's what a sandbox is. Open-ended with no true ending or goal. Motivated only by the things you think you can explore or build or fight or whatever. And Minecraft fits that description perfectly. It has an ending, but it doesn't really point you towards it, ever. And completing the ending doesn't really change anything about the world. It has bosses, but they're entirely non-mandatory. It has a billion different block types with an infinitely expanding open world to explore, and you can do with it whatever you want. That's a sandbox game. It is very likely that the people leaving these reviews are young, maybe too young, and perhaps they don't realise it, but what they're actually saying is they just don't really like sandbox games. Which is fine, if it's not your cup of tea, then that's good for you. But it's not exactly worth leaving a negative review about, is it? But then this guy thinks the opposite. The argument that you can build anything you can imagine is only half true in this game. This only applies to form, never to function. For example, you'd be hard-pressed to build a working excavator, at least not a lifelike one. This is a good point. Minecraft's creativity can oftentimes be limited to only being visually impressive, and not being a functioning tool that you can use. But unlike what this review might make you think, it isn't that limited. Redstone in Minecraft allows you to do some absolutely crazy things. People make functioning calculators, functioning computer interfaces, and even animations on a little TV screen. The problem is that builds that are actually functional are locked behind a crazy skill ceiling of being good with redstone. It's not easy and accessible to 99% of players, so they suffer from this problem. But that's not really a limitation of the game. Instead, it's an issue with how this creativity was implemented. Instead of making it accessible to have your builds be functional, they gated it behind a huge skill curve. But personally, I think that's a good thing. These crazy builds wouldn't be as impressive if it was easy to make them. If redstone wasn't so complex, then these builds wouldn't be so exciting to look at. So form and function can be accentuated in your builds in Minecraft, but not just by anyone. which is unfortunate for some, but giving the game something skillful for people to practice and get good at just increases the longevity of the game's popularity more and more. Okay, last one. Very L game, it's just a pixels, nothing good. They copied creative from Fortnite and other stuff too.